Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK today. I hope you all are doing very well, and today we'll be discussing the most important MCQs for 2nd of May 2024. Let's start with our session. The very first question is, Project Nilgiri Thar, recently seen in the news, is an initiative launched by which state government? So the IUCN, which stands for the International Union for Conservation of Nature, will join the 3-day synchronized Nilgiri Thar census as a third party observer. Okay, so this census has been started on 29th of April, and this is the very first synchronized effort to estimate the Nilgiri Thar population. For this purpose, they have collaborated with WWF India, then WII and AIWC. Talking about this project, it was launched by the Tamil Nadu government, and it spans 2022 up to 2027. Basic aim is to safeguard the species and ensure its survival. Okay, so this is the initiative that has been launched by the Tamil Nadu state. Correct answer is A option. Now here our keyword is initiative, and in the next slide we will see some of the important initiatives that has been launched recently. First question is, recently which institute has launched the Longevity India initiative to support the aging research in India? This is Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. They have launched this particular initiative. Recently Kerala introduced standard operating procedures under which initiative? So the state of Kerala has introduced the SOPs under the One Health initiative. One Vehicle One Fastag initiative, recently seen in the news, is launched by which organization? This is the initiative of National Highways Authority of India, NHAI. Vocal for Local initiative, recently seen in the news, is launched by which one of the following? This is the initiative of Niti Aayog. Recently which state government has launched an initiative to support the young entrepreneurs known as M-Yuva scheme? This is the scheme of Uttar Pradesh government, and basic aim is to help all the young entrepreneurs out there. Okay. Next question is, Alagar temple, recently seen in the news, is located in which Indian state? Here correct answer is Tamil Nadu state. And why this temple came into news? Because the conclusion of the Chithirai festival was signified by the return procession of Lord Kalazagar from the Vaigai river, and this temple is situated at the foothills of the Alagar hills in Madurai in the state of Tamil Nadu. It is one of the Lord Vishnu's 108 abodes, and it boasts total 6 corridors within the 4 walls, and the temple's mandapam pillars showcase the Nayaka architectural style. Okay, simply we have to remember the location of Alagar temple. It lies in the state of Tamil Nadu. Keyword is our temple, and in the next slide we will see the locations of different temples that were in news in 2024. The first question is, Thrissur Puram, a grand temple festival, is primarily associated with which Indian state? This temple lies in Kerala state, and recently here a festival has been celebrated. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone of Sri Kalki Dham temple in which district of Uttar Pradesh? This is the Sambhal district of UP. Prime Minister Modi has laid the foundation stone of Sri Kalki Dham temple at Sambhal, UP. Batadrav Than temple, which was seen in the news, is located in which Indian state? It lies in Assam. Shri Mandir Parikrama project, recently seen in the news, aims to improve the administration of which temple? This project is associated with Puri Jagannath temple, and what is the location of Puri Jagannath temple? It lies in the state of Odisha. Okay. Last question is, the Boja Sanvasi Akshar Purushottam Swami Narayan Sanstha, that is BAPS temple, was recently inaugurated in which city of UAE? Answer is Abu Dhabi. Okay. Next is Harshit Kumar, who recently won a gold medal in the 21st Under-20 Asian Athletics Championships 2024, belongs to which sport? So Indian athletes dominated the 21st Under-20 Asian Athletics Championship 2024, and in total they have earned 18 medals. Harshit Kumar clinched gold in the hammer throw, while Ritik secured a silver medal in the men's discus throw. Okay. Also, Lakshita Sandelia took silver in the 800 meters race, and the mixed relay team won silver along with Shriya Rajesh, who grabbed bronze in the women's 400 meter hurdles. Prateek also secured bronze in the hammer throw event. Okay, so here correct answer is B option, hammer throw. Harshit Kumar is associated with the sports of hammer throw. In the next slide, we will see some of the important winners that were in news. The first one is Prachi Yadav, who recently won 2 gold medals in the ACC Para Cano Asian Championship 2024, belongs to which Indian state? Prachi Yadav has recently won 2 gold medals in this championship, and she is from Madhya Pradesh. Which city's airport has won the prestigious Best Airport Staff in India and South Asia 2024 award by Skytrax? First of all, this award is presented by whom? By Skytrax, and this year the Hyderabad airport has been conferred with the Best Airport Staff in India and in South Asia. Recently, who won the National Women's Carom title for the 12th time? This is Rashmi Kumari. Rashmi Kumari has won the National Women's Carom title for the 12th time. Jonathan Christie, who recently won his first Asian Badminton Championship, belongs to which country? Recently, he has won their very first Asian Badminton Championship, and he plays for the country Indonesia. Recently, who won the F1 Japanese Grand Prix 2024? The winner of this Grand Prix is Max Verstappen. Okay. Recently, which port has been approved as India's first transshipment port by the Shipping Ministry? This is the C option, Vizhinjam Port, and it belongs to Adani Group. Okay. Where does this port lie? It lies in the state of Kerala, and this is India's first transshipment port which has been approved by the Shipping Ministry. It is the country's very first full-fledged deep water transshipment port. And what do you understand by the transshipment port? Basically, these type of ports transfer the cargo between ships and route to their final destination. Okay, and the strategic location of Vizhinjam port will actually attract large vessels, and it is part of Maritime India Vision 2030 to boost the manufacturing. Fine. So Vizhinjam port that lies in Kerala has been approved as India's first transshipment port by the Shipping Ministry. In the next slide, we will see some of the important current affairs regarding first in news. The first question is, recently India's first multi-purpose green hydrogen pilot project was inaugurated in which Indian state? So India's first multi-purpose green hydrogen pilot project has been inaugurated in Himachal Pradesh. Recently, who became the first woman Vice Chancellor of Aligarh Muslim University? This is Professor Naima Khatun. She is the very first Women's Chancellor of AMU. Okay. Recently, who achieved India's first rowing quota for the Paris Olympics? This is the player Balraj Pawar. Okay. Recently, government of UP has constructed the state's first ever glass skywalk bridge in which district? So UP has constructed their very first glass skywalk bridge in the Chitrakoot district of UP. Okay. Recently, which country developed the world's first satellite series named as Tiantong-1? This is the first satellite series of China as well as whole world. Okay. So China has developed the world's first satellite series, the name of which is Tiantong-1. Next is, according to UNCTAD report, what was the growth rate of Indian service sector export in 2023? First of all, what is the full form of UNCTAD, United Nations Conference on Trade and Development? And as per this report, in 2023, Indian service sector exports increased by 11.4% to $345 billion, while the Chinese service exports fell by 10.1% to $381 billion. Also, if we talk about India's service imports, it slightly decreased by 0.4% to $248 billion, and India ranks 7th globally in terms of service export. Which country is at the topmost position? This is US. Okay. Also, India stood as the 9th largest service importing country, and the US and the China hold the topmost positions as the service importers as per this report. Okay, so correct answer here is 11.4%. The growth rate of Indian service sector export is 11.4% in 2023. In the next slide, we will see some of the important reports that were in news. The first one is Patenting Trends in India report recently released by which organization? So this is the recent report of NASSCOM, and it coincided with the World Intellectual Property Day, means it was released on this particular day, which is celebrated annually on 26th of April. Basic aim of this day is to highlight the importance of intellectual property rights in fostering the innovation and creativity, and this day was established in the year 2000 by the WIPO. What is WIPO? World Intellectual Property Organization. What was the theme for this year? Yesterday we have talked about it. The theme was IP and the Sustainable Development Goals, building our common future with innovation and creativity. So coming back to the question, if we talk about this report, it revealed India's significant patenting growth with 83,000 patents filed in financial year 2023, which is a 24.6% of increment, marking the highest growth rate in last 2 decades. Okay, so what's inside the report is not at all relevant. Only thing you have to remember is this report has been published by NASSCOM. Second question is Global Report on Food Crisis 2024, recently seen in the news, is produced annually by which organization? It has been published by FSIN, full form is Food Security Information Network. Recently, which organization released the Trends in World Military Expenditure 2023 report? This report has been published by CIPRI, and as per this report, India comes at 4th position in terms of military expenditure. And which countries are at the top 3 position? These countries are US, China and Russia. Okay, these are the top 3 countries in terms of military expenditure. Global Financial Stability Report recently released by which organization? It has been published by IMF, International Monetary Fund, headquarters lies in Washington DC. According to UNCTAD report, what is the estimated growth rate of India's economy in 2024? As per their report, India's growth is projected to be at 6.5%. Okay. Recently, where was the meeting of defense ministers of Shanghai Cooperation Organization held? So this meeting took place in B option Astana, Kazakhstan on 26th of April, and all the member states defense ministers signed a protocol here. They basically endorsed the concept of one earth, one family, one future. Okay. So the joint communique outlined further collaborative initiatives where they emphasized unity and global interconnectedness. Fine. So what was the venue for the meeting of defense ministers of Shanghai Cooperation Organization? Answer is Astana, Kazakhstan. Now in the next slide we will see important meetings and conferences. Recently, where was the 12th international meeting of high-ranking officials responsible for security matters held? This meeting recently took place in St. Petersburg in the country Russia. Recently, where was the 4th meeting of Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee on United Nations Plastics Treaty held? This meeting took place in Ottawa in Canada. Okay. Where was the 19th annual meeting of the secretaries of the Security Councils of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization held? It took place in Astana in the country Kazakhstan. Recently, where was the 148th Inter-Parliamentary Union meeting held? It took place in Geneva in the country Switzerland. Where was the first council meeting of the Global Biodiversity Framework Fund held? Answer would be US. Okay. Recently, which state government's food safety department has imposed a ban on using the liquid nitrogen in all the food items? This is the state Tamil Nadu. The Commissioner of Food Safety in Tamil Nadu has instructed the officials to oversee the use of liquid nitrogen in the food items and to enforce the Food Safety and the Standards Act of 2006. Okay. If we talk about liquid nitrogen, it is a kind of inert, colorless, extremely cold element, and definitely it poses different health risk, including organ damage and potential perforation. So it is utilized to rapidly cool and freeze the food in various industrial processes. That's why the state government of Tamil Nadu has imposed a ban on using any type of liquid nitrogen in the food items. Correct answer is D option, Tamil Nadu. Now let's see some state related current affairs. The first one is Dongria Kund community recently seen in the news belongs to which Indian state? This community predominantly lives in the state of Odisha. Okay. Which states recently celebrated the Shitirai Kar festival? This festival has been celebrated in Tamil Nadu. Recently, which state is leading in implementing the Green Credit Program with over 500 land parcels for the tree plantation? This is the state Madhya Pradesh. The city of Miraj recently awarded a GI tag for its craftsmanship in musical instruments is located in which Indian state? This city lies in Maharashtra and recently it has got the GI tag for their craftsmanship in musical instruments. Kathia wheat recently got a GI tag belongs to which Indian state? So Kathia wheat is a product from UP and recently it got the GI tag. The next question is, recently which country has decided to lift the restrictions on the sale of small arms to India as an exception? Actually, in the month of April, Germany lifted the restrictions on the sale of small arms to India as an exception to its previous policy of only allowing sales to the NATO countries and other NATO equivalent countries. So this decision reflects the growing military and strategic ties between the two countries, and the request from India was for spare parts and accessories for our national security guard body. Okay. So Germany has decided to lift the restrictions on the sale of small arms to India as an exception, because earlier they used to sell it only to NATO countries or the NATO equivalent countries. Full form of NATO is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Headquarters lies in Brussels in Belgium. Okay. Let's talk about some international current affairs. The first question is, recently which country successfully launched the Shenzhou 18 spacecraft to their space station? This is the China. China has launched this spacecraft to their space station. Recently 26th World Energy Congress is organized in which country? It has been organized in Netherlands. Which country recently passed the foreign aid bill to provide military aid to the country Ukraine? This is USA, and through this bill they are not providing military aid to the Ukraine country only, rather they are also providing it to the country Israel. Okay. Prabowo Subianto has been appointed as the new president of which country? He is the new president of the country Indonesia. Recently, which country hosted the first international Rainbow Tourism Conference? This is Nepal. Nepal has hosted the first international Rainbow Tourism Conference, and the beneficiaries here are our LGBTQ plus community. Okay. Recently, which former Indian cricketer has been appointed as the ambassador of ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024? This is very famous Yuvraj Singh. Yuvraj Singh has been named as ambassador for ICC Men's T20 World Cup this year, and he is renowned for hitting 6 sixes in an over during India's 2007 victory, and with this he joins Chris Gayle and Usain Bolt as the ambassador. Okay, so your correct answer is Yuvraj Singh. Yuvraj Singh has been appointed as the ambassador of ICC Men's T20 World Cup this year. Now let's talk about some cricket related current affairs. Recently, who has become the first English woman to be honored as Wisden's leading cricketer in the world? This is Nat Seaver Brunt. Okay. Neil Wagner, who recently retired from international cricket, is from which country? He is from New Zealand, and recently he has announced his retirement from international cricket. Recently, which cricketer made the fastest 10,000 runs in the T20? This is Babar Azam. Babar Azam plays for which country? He is from Pakistan. Sean Marsh, who has recently retired from cricket, is a player from which country? He plays for Australia. David Warner, who has retired from One Day International and Test cricket, is a player from which country? Again from Australia. Okay. Last question is, what is the theme of World Veterinary Day 2024? First of all, this day is celebrated annually on the last Saturday of April month. Why? To pay tribute to the veterinarians' contributions and to emphasize their role in public health and animal welfare. So this year the theme is veterinarians are essential health workers, and this theme emphasizes their crucial role in safeguarding public health and promoting animal and environmental well-being, right? So this day is celebrated on the last Saturday of April month, and this year the theme is veterinarians are essential health workers. Now let's see some days and themes related question. The first one is, what is the theme of International Delegates Day 2024? This year the theme for this day is Together We Challenge those in power. Okay. What is the theme of World Immunization Week 2024? Answer to second question is humanly possible. Immunization for all. Okay. What is the theme of World Earth Day 2024? We celebrate World Earth Day on 22nd of April every year, and this year the theme is planet versus plastics. Fine. What is the theme of World Heritage Day 2024? The theme for World Heritage Day is discover and experience the diversity. Okay. And last is, what is the theme of the World Health Day 2024? The theme for this day is my health, my right. Fine. So these are the most important current affairs and the news from today. And now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Minu Hadsana signing off.